a rare condition this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page. And love and tradition of the grand design, some people say, is even harder to find.
All right, guys, we're back. Another episode, season 2, all things real estate. I'm going to jump right into the market stats.
Yep.
I didn't do them last week because not a lot of change in inventory, but I think it's worth mentioning how our market is heating up. Mm-hmm. Now, we still don't have a lot of homes for sale, right? So single-family homes right now, 525 homes in all of Santa Clara County. That's it, 525 single-family homes, 251 condos and townhomes. And then here's the interesting thing. Pendings are up. So we got 405 pendings. So we're sitting about a month of inventory, that's it. And 223 for the condos, townhomes.
What was it roughly, like a week or 2 or 3 ago?
Well, I
Last
mean,
month.
we were down by like 100 or so pendings.
Everything's pending.
Yeah, so I mean, everything's pending right now. We still have about 208 off-market and coming soon properties. So as always, for you guys listening out there, if you want to find something that is not on Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, Trulia, reach out to us. We've got over 200 properties.
So let me ask you guys, what does that mean if we see so many pendings that are happening right now? Do we really have a lot of consumer confidence back in the marketplace? Is that what's driving this? As people are saying, it is what it is, I still feel good about it? Or is it that they just have to have housing? What's driving that?
I felt like it was like a New Year's resolution type of vibe or something.
I think part of it was the drop in interest rates.
Okay.
You can get a jumbo 30-year fix right now for 5 1/8. And then also, I think these buyers that have been looking for the last 4 or 5 months recognize that there's not going to be some huge crash in prices. Right. They're buying on the dip. They're being smart.
Well,
right?
and they're buying 10% less than they were, or around that, less than they were 6 months ago or so. Right?
I also think that they're recognizing, because they've been on Zillow or these platforms for the past couple months, there's just no inventory.
Okay, so the buyers that are buying right now, they have confidence in this market.
I think not only with their confidence, I think the stock market has helped out a little bit over the last couple of weeks, and you can attest to this too. Tesla's gone up, Apple is almost up to where it's back where it was. So it's all helping.
But I mean,
this isn't good though, in my opinion.
What's not good?
Interest rates are up 300%. Prices are barely down, like what, 20%?
Okay.
Like we need a correction, and I think that
we had it.
But
if that's all it was, that's not good.
It's a blip. It's a blip.
A blip?
Why is it not good?
Dude, we haven't seen anything come down like
this is Silicon Valley.
I guess.
But I also think
there's a lot of underlying weird things.
Right, but I also think it's indicative of the type of recession we're going to have this year. I think it's going to be mild. We experienced a mild dip in prices, and I think we're going to have a mild recession this year.
But guys, the people that are buying here, it's the quality of life. It's a lot of it has to do geographically where we're at, the economic conditions we have.
Tech is still paying.
Tech, medical, everything.
Right now, January, February, March, dude, 532.
Hey.
We need way more inventory. I just called on a property for 32 offers in Union City.
Right.
Yeah. We've had, I wrote it down here, 20 plus homes that's sold since the beginning of the year, over $5 million in Santa Clara and San Mateo County. Dude, Atherton's going nuts. Los Altos Hills is going nuts. So the high end market is still moving, but like, why are people breaking their bank to buy a house in a market where there's 500 single family homes? Wait till there's like 1,000.
But when is that going to be, though? No one has, what crystal ball is going to show that?
You think there's going to be 500 homes on the market all the way through the year?
I wouldn't say that, but listen, I'm the first one to kind of go down your road, right? I mean, especially guys like David and I who've been doing it for 20, 30 years there, Aaron, have seen these dips, right? And historically, I believe that it repeats itself. And listen, a year ago, I'm sitting there going, guys, it's going to shift. And when we shift, you're going to be down that 5, 6, 7 year cycle that we've always seen. Go up, come down, go up, come down. I'm even starting to believe a believer in and getting the confidence in this market that, listen, we just have too many people in this area. Yeah. There's
too much money.
There's so much money out there.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think people are going to sell unless they get fired at this point. I think why would you sell if you have to rebuy in?
There's several reasons, right? Life events is a big portion of that. We've talked about that, right? I mean, they're the individuals, I've always said, if we really want to go out there and start targeting people who are going to sell, other than life events, because you can't necessarily predict that, it's going to be the people who lived in their house 20 years or more. Mm-hmm. Those are the ones, empty nesters, saying, hey, do I need to still stay in California?
I still don't see enough of those people to bring the market back up to 1,000.
I agree.
Okay, so then
1,000 homes?
No, come on.
So
we're close to 1,000, unless you're talking
single family.
We're 525 single family homes. So then here's a good prediction. What do you think the maximum amount of
we should
inventory?
put a bet down on this.
Yeah.
We should put the bet.
So what's going to be the
between
highest number of inventory single-family homes in Santa Clara County this year?
1,600.
100?
That's a lot, dude. You think 1,600 single family? That'll be more than we've had.
Well, we had we might have got
prior to
last
COVID.
year.
Prior to COVID,
June of last year.
We got up to 1,600,
I
but
think it was a combination though.
but now
Yeah, I
rates
don't
have
think
gone
that was
up.
just single
Rates have
family
gone
homes.
up since June, and everyone's forecasting 25 to 30% less transactions this year than last year. So you got to take 30% off of that 1,600 number.
Okay, I'm gonna I'll be the first one to step up here. I'm
writing it down.
I was gonna say July 1st. Maybe I go to August 1st.
Between now and August.
Okay, between now and August, we will have 1,000 single-family homes on the market. I do believe that we're going to see enough people come out of the
Meaning,
woodwork.
we're going to come to this podcast.
And instead of
today's
seeing
update,
525, just to clarify, right now at 525, I say by August 1st, sometime between now and August 1st, we will hit 1,000 single-family homes on the market.
And you're saying we'll hit 1,600 this year by August? Like sometime between now and August?
Yeah.
Okay.
Peak inventory
So
will
let's
hit
say
1,600.
you win by whatever the inventory is the closest to your number, right?
Yep.
So you're saying 1,600, I'm at 1,000. You can't go over,
I'm going to say 1,400.
okay? And let's say it's $1,000 that either we could donate to our charity or have it for a night of drinking, whatever you guys want to do.
$1,000?
$1,000. Oh, you want to make it more?
Hell no, I don't want to make it more.
He's got a baby
So how
now.
confident do you feel about your number? You think we're going to be at 1,600 single-family homes by August 1st? 1,600 single-family homes. That's triple what we are at now. But that's okay. It's
more than triple.
I jump on that bad when I can do it.
All right, so you're in for 1,600 for
1,600 for $1,000.
You're in for 1,000 for 1,000. I'm in at 1,400. Ben?
I'm thinking 1,000 to 1,100. I don't see it going.
Don't be doing some prices right.
I don't even see
1,001.
I don't see
$1.
it. I don't see it going anywhere above 1,000 too. I really don't.
Salam alaikum. God bless you.
I don't. I don't see enough people wanting to sell this year to like make that impact.
Fair enough. All right.
Guys,
well,
if we don't get well over 1,000 homes, the market's going to go up at least 10%.
And it might.
and it might.
Because right now, if you're buying a house today, chances are if you're in a bidding war and you have to pay significantly over list price, your house isn't going to appraise.
That is a possibility.
Because I'm running comps for my clients who are stretching every single dollar. They're literally tapped out. They can't go above 1.4, and they're just losing by a smidge. But they're losing enough. I'm telling them, I think more inventory is coming. And more inventory will come, but will more buyers come when that inventory comes?
Well, if there's 40 offers in Union City, then it goes back to what I always say. You got to add 40 houses in Union City.
What did we see? When did the market fall off last year?
May. End of May.
Okay, yeah.
Well, but that's what it always does. It always slows down then.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why does it slow down?
Well, this year was
Because people go on vacation.
Every year is different.
Mortgage interest rates.
Dude, I swear I'm going to...
Okay, listen. So you're saying 1,600. What are you saying?
1,000. I'm with
How are
you.
you going to take my same bet?
Because he doesn't want to pay.
I said that originally. I said that before you were the first.
All right, he's going 998.
I'll do 900. How about that?
I just don't think it's going above 1,000.
1,000?
No.
Dude.
Well, we're gonna see. Then put your money where your mouth is.
I did. $1,000.
All right.
All right.
So the winner gets $3,000.
I mean,
Ain't nobody getting money. We're donating it.
Wow. Okay, we're
I
donating.
just had my tax appointment.
I was gonna say,
some more
do you have too much
we're
coffee
going to
this
need a
morning?
charitable donation.
Jacob, what do you think? Over 1,000? You've been doing this with me for a
Okay,
while.
so listen. The whole point here is, it is interesting where we have some confidence coming back into the buyer pool. And I believe a lot of that because those buyers recognize that it doesn't matter when they're buying; it's all long-term marathon scenarios, right? And that's where they're going to see the appreciation, regardless of where it's at today. I think they're seeing the opportunity of properties that they're getting at a better price today than they did, 6 months to a year from now or a year ago. So,
And I have to agree with that. They're buying on the dip.
Dude,
yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
It's supply and
No.
demand.
I just want you guys to think
It's
about
very
something.
simple.
I'm not arguing. I'm just telling you.
I'm not arguing. I'm just telling
you. Realistically, you're looking at, with principal, interest, property taxes, and insurance on a $3 million home. Yes, of course, if you're buying a $3 million home, you have some money. You're looking at a $16,000 a month payment. Okay? That same home to rent is going to be between $7,000 and $9,000. Why would you?
I take that. No.
What?
No, because our rentals are going through the roof right now. We just rented a 1,800 square foot house in Los Gatos for $8,000 within 2 weeks.
Okay. Linda would rent right now for $9,000.
Okay. All right. Well,
plus the ADU for $3,000, so that's actually $12,000.
There you go.
Okay, well you're negative $4,000.
but people that are looking to buy a house, they're not looking to rent those.
Why would they be? Why is everyone so motivated to buy a house?
They want to live here and own a piece.
32 offers in Union
City.
City.
I'll tell you why.
On an overpriced.
I'll tell you why. I can remember when this market started going crazy, right? And I had a client. It was on one of my own listings, which normally I don't represent a buyer on, but everybody was adamant that I did this. The property was, say, over here in Los Gatos at the time, it was $1.2 million. This is before the market went all crazy and everything, right? And 1.2, we were in contract. It was appraised at 1.2. We fell out of contract. Another buyer comes direct, and at this point now we're getting market shifting, tons of activity in this thing. The thing goes up to $1.5 million in offers. What he's going to pay for, right? And I had a appraisal on this thing for 1.2, and this guy wanted me to represent him. So I sent him an email because I told him verbally. I said, listen, I have a hard time selling you this house when we were at 1.2 on this thing, and here it is 60 days later. Now you're paying 1.5. I need to let you know the value's not there. And what he told me, he goes, listen, Mark, if I could own a piece of gold in Northern California, I'll pay it. I don't mind doing that.
Yeah.
And there are people who see that long-term scenario where and that house today is now worth probably $2.5 million. So I'm not going to blame a buyer for going out there and getting hot and heavy and would caught up in this market.
I would never pay for a done product in this.
Wait, can I just ask a question? Did you not just buy a house yesterday?
But I knew someone.
Come on!
Hey.
You just bought a house in this
market. But what did I buy?
A piece of shit for $1.5 million.
Exactly. And if I put $150,000 into it, how much is it worth? Hopefully $2 million.
You hope 1.8. And so
well, then you better hope inventory doesn't go up to
no.
60.
What I'm a firm believer
right?
in this market, and Ben will help attest. We show a lot of houses. Good schools always will hold their value through a bad market, better than something with no.
They're just not going to dip as much. Everything is going to.
Just let me know when it's my turn, man.
Go ahead.
Good schools will always help your value. Good neighborhood will always help your value. Good commute. Just let me know, man.
Location.
It's all good.
This is like skip.
I bought a hoarder house. I bought a hoarder house in a $2 million neighborhood for 1.5. That's a great buy.
We're gonna find out when you flip it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lose money.
Okay, so that said, I'll throw this question out to
But
you
that's
guys.
what I tell my clients. Buy the product that you can make your own because you're always going to have equity.
Not everybody has the additional cash to make a house of their own.
We would love to help them.
A lot of people would rather buy a turnkey property for peace of mind. You've never built a house with your spouse and the headaches and the challenges and the frustrations that you have. You've never lived in a house while you try to remodel a kitchen and a bathroom at the same time.
Flooring material to get.
Yeah, I mean, it's not for everybody. We see the opportunistic portion of that where there's a financial benefit to buying a hoarder house, fixing it up, having sweat equity. But if you have a husband and wife who are engineers and work 60 hours a week, they don't have time for a project. But they make enough money where they can buy what they want, finished product, move in, and have peace of mind.
No one ever broke that down like that. I can see that.
This was a father talk right here. This was good. Like I felt very.
Let me ask you.
You know what? Thank you for showing me the other side.
That was very.
I'm
nice.
trying to understand what is the issue you have right now.
There's not just one.
Yeah.
The issue I have is why I don't understand why everyone went all of a sudden crazy for homes in January and February.
Because rates dropped and they recognized that inventory. Listen. Hey, wait, just let me know when it's my turn to
All right, go ahead.
This is gonna be a good one. Dude. We get the boxing gloves out.
Interest rates have dropped a bit. People are recognizing that inventory is not going to surge, right? And they've been sitting watching these properties that they keep missing out. And they're like, I'm ready. I don't want to miss out on another property. We know that prices are going to go back up as rates go back down. So why not get in now? If we're buying, what do we tell our clients all the time? 5 to 7 years? Who cares if you pay an extra 50 or 100 grand?
The bottom line, what we're seeing right now is the same thing we see every year for one. I mean, this is simply supply and demand and the time of year. We always come out of January with low inventories. There's just not enough product on the market. That happens year after year after year. And as we continue to go through the first quarter, more activity starts coming on, and then you see more inventory coming on towards, second.
You guys even said we had a conversation of what we thought Linda was going to sell for. Mm-hmm. I showed you, we got a preemptive offer, and we were all three surprised.
Yeah,
totally.
People are overvaluing.
Listen, I'm not saying I'm not surprised with what every buyer is paying today. I mean, when we see these homes with 50 offers on them, I mean,
don't you feel like that's kind of dumb?
No,
I don't think it's not dumb. It's reality.
So when I bought Bitcoin at $54,000, was that dumb?
No,
because because other people were doing it too.
Hold on. We got to reel this back, man. I mean, come on.
Well, you're saying that
I have said this every house Dee and I have ever bought, and we've bought probably 6 or 7 of them to raise our family in them and everything else. Every one of them, we thought we overpaid for that house. Every one of them.
And you made money on every one.
And every one of them, we almost doubled the value when we sold it. So I don't think anybody's dumb for buying real estate in Silicon Valley, and I don't care when you do it, as long as you're going to be in that property for at least 4 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Then you're golden. Do you agree with that? Do you think somebody buying the house today, that in 7 years from now?
What do you do with the people that bought last year in Sunnyvale for $4 million and their house is worth 3.2 right now?
Are they selling right now?
But that doesn't matter because they're
in 5 years. You guys think it's
but in Sunnyvale's a different market. In Sunnyvale, those parents are looking at a longer timeline. Those kids are still in middle school. They haven't even gotten to high school yet.
Okay,
that
so
for them is going to be 9 to 11 years.
If a buyer comes to you right now, Aaron, and says, "I want to write on your listing on Linda for $3.2 million," are you going to look at them in the eye and say, "You're dumb"?
Am I the buyer's agent?
Yeah.
I would refer it to one of my teammates.
Oh, come on.
Okay. I mean,
if it was on
if I'm representing the seller, I don't give a shit. I'm driving the price up. But I've just got done telling another buyer who's willing to settle on this house, hey, pump the brakes. This isn't the right house for you. Anyways, you're
well, that's a different scenario. If it's not the right house for them, that's a different scenario.
Well, they're willing to take it, but more inventory is coming. Why would you?
Are they going to be in that house for a long term? Is this their house they're raising their family in?
Yeah, but they're already just unhappy with the size. So my whole thing is, if you can't be happy with it now, how are you going to be happy with it in 7 years?
That's a different scenario than looking at just the value.
But let me tell you another possibility is that because inflation is starting to get in check, we're getting closer to that 5% annual inflation rate. Fed only raised the rates a 0.25 percentage point, so they're probably going to stop and then possibly reverse between now and the end of the year, which means home prices are going to go up even further. So if they're not happy with what they can afford now, prices are going to be up. But that same house is going to be 5 or 10% more.
To your point, you just said how much those Sunnyvale houses that were $4 million, 3.2. If I can buy a house for $3.2 million in Sunnyvale right now, even if I got to pay $3.5 for it, I'll do it all day long. I don't think I'm being stupid. If that house was a year ago worth $4 million,
yeah,
why am I being stupid? I just saved myself $500,000 when I go to sell it.
Even if my payment's higher, because I'm going to refinance in a year anyway. And guess what? That $4 million was the old ceiling. We know it's going to come back.
Someone has to listen to this. Well, that's like I get what he's saying.
I think you should attend one of our wealth building seminars because we can walk you through.
I think I'm going to get a lot of comments from my friends that say that guy that always sits next to you is so unrelatable. He's just an old rich white guy who just buys all the houses.
Oh my gosh!
Right, Ben? We hear that.
Wow.
Why does he have to be a white?
Wow.
Why can't
I don't know because it's 2023. Nothing's fair. He's not old. He looks good for 65.
Well, all right, then I'm going to.
David's old.
I am old. I'm going to transition since Aaron.
That was a long conversation on the market.
Since Aaron is so concerned about prices, Aaron, I'm going to give you.
I'm not concerned. I'm just saying.
For those real estate investors out there, excuse me, I'm going to give you the 8 most affordable markets to invest in during 2023.
In the nation?
In the nation. Please. Because you can't afford to live here. Because buying here is dumb, according to Aaron Durbacher, who you work with matters.
Oh.
Defend me.
Dude, I am so lost right now. This is turned into such a
Wait, hold on.
How is this happening?
Every day we hear Ben say he wants to buy a house. Why do you want to buy a house?
Because I'm here for the long haul.
So you're riding with the appreciation no matter what.
Dude, I'm riding where I see fit. I want to be in a certain neighborhood. I buy with anything that pops up there if I know that's where I want to be.
Completely done dialed house?
Absolutely. If it and that's the thing. Like if I know the amount of work it takes for a fixer and I don't want to spend the liquid cash on it immediately, I'm just gonna ride it out.
Having a baby?
I need to go on a walk or something. I'm upset today.
I guess. What?
Sorry, David. Go ahead, man.
I mean, and again, the completely all done home has to be in your price point. I'm not going to overspend on it.
1,000 homes, you think, only? That's
Dude,
crazy.
I don't, unless.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Wait,
let's move on.
One last thing before you talk.
Aaron wants to say something.
Do you count coming soons as.
Hell no. You don't even count off markets. No.
Active.
All right, 1,400.
Too late. You already changed.
I'm just joking.
Yeah. Just wait till you tell Sarah you bet $1,000 of your daughter's future college fund.
It's okay. I can't make her any happier anyways. She hates me. I can't change a diaper. I can't feed her the bottle. I don't know how to warm the bottle up. I don't wake up in the middle of the night. This
is what happens when we have a podcast
you know what she did?
on an off day instead of our normal
She
days.
crawled into my side of the bed after I had already gotten up for the day.
Nerve.
And she lays in it and she goes, it's nice on this side. I never hear the baby wake up either.
Okay. All right. So, how was Biden's speech last night?
Hold on a second.
I didn't know.
As the chief of the border says, I do not have an adjective to describe the chaos at the border right now.
The chief of the border?
That's what they called it.
Okay.
I mean, everything
Sarah
you see on
doesn't
Fox
hate you.
News is true.
Sarah doesn't hate you,
man.
but Valentine's Day is next week.
I'm going to Vegas.
Oh.
Go ahead. 8 markets.
Wait, but hold on. But let's just take a step back. You're going to Vegas next week to see Grant Cardone. So you will not be spending Valentine's Day with your.
Valentine's Day is for kids.
So.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. Now, if I'm Sarah, I might hate you.
I mean, you're the one that told me that. I thought you did.
Yeah?
Somebody told me Valentine's Day is not intended for adults once you have kids.
I never said that.
Oh.
What's up, Ben? How you doing over there?
Honestly, this mustache.
All right. You got a mustache market?
Man,
you got a
I can't wait
mustache
to-
Unless you want to.
No, I want to know. I want to know what those markets are. So they fall into my agenda.
All right, so
Austin?
I actually stole.
That is one of the most affordable areas now.
I actually borrowed this, or shout out to the Bigger Pockets podcast and those guys. They do a great job. They identified the 8 most affordable markets to invest in during 2023. And the criteria I thought was pretty good. The city has to have a median home price lower than the median home price for the United States as a whole, which right now is sitting about $400,000. So it must be below that, right? The city has to have a rent to price ratio of at least 0.6%. And they actually recommend up to 0.75, and we'll talk about that in a second. And then here are those markets. So Oklahoma City,
Yep.
Jacksonville, Florida, Columbus, Ohio, Orlando, Florida, Columbia, South Carolina, Tampa, Florida, Greensboro, North Carolina, and coming in last, Kansas City, Missouri. All of those places have a median price lower than the national average, and they have a great rent-to-price ratio. And interestingly enough, a couple of
Rent price ratio, meaning cash flow?
yeah. And so like Greensboro, North Carolina, sales were up 16% year over year. Oklahoma City, sales were up 7% year over year. And they also factor in population growth as well. So according to Bigger Pockets, and I actually second this, I mean, there's some great opportunities for affordable investing.
Meaning you could pretty much go there. You don't have to go there. You could buy an average home and make money every month, and it's kind of an emerging market.
Yeah, so you borrow the bank's money, you have a tenant pay the mortgage, you have a property manager manage the property, and you just collect a check.
Mark will probably buy 100.
Let's do it. Let's go. You want to go out there next week?
I'm out of money. I just lost $1,000.
All righty. So
What do you got, Mr.
I don't
Von
know.
Canel?
I don't really
got a
have
top
much
10
of
list?
anything. You guys kind of I had everything yesterday on Tuesday, but today I don't have much of anything for you guys. I'm just enjoying the camaraderie among our team members.
Yeah, we got to name this podcast "Opposite of Adults."
All right, I have a segment. It's called "Take It Out or Leave It." I never thought about it like that. When you write things down, you don't read them out. Okay, listen.
No, that was a good one. Leave it.
Go ahead. What do we got?
Okay, so
Take it
it's
out.
when you're selling your home. Are you going to keep this here, Mark? You're cheating. Are you going to keep this here, or are you going to take it out? Ceiling fans.
Are you replacing these with
what do
something?
we do?
or
You just
are
cap
you-
it.
to
No, just
update-
take it out. No, obviously, there's not going to be a hole in the freaking ceiling.
Does,
You're just gonna cap
wait,
it.
Wait. Does the house have air conditioning?
Dude, it's just like a quick little.
Does it have a whole ceiling fan? Like a
I
house
don't know.
fan?
I like ceiling fans. It keeps the air circulating.
I do too.
Upstairs ceiling fans, downstairs no.
I think for photos they don't look good.
Well, don't turn them on. When you're,
Oh my god, dude! It's just like a segment, dude.
like rapid fire.
Presented by Mamitas.
Like, do you think?
Maybe write better.
All right, do it. Just do it.
All right, man.
So you just want it real quick. Do it. Ceiling fans.
Would you leave the lights on or would you turn them off?
Would you close your front door when you leave the house?
Are you going to bake some cookies for the open house or not? Yeah. Okay, so you want to just rattle them off.
Window curtains.
Opened.
Out.
Take it out.
Window blinds.
Out.
Furniture.
Wait, hold on. Are we listing it?
Dude, you're listing it, man. Like you're getting it market ready.
Listen. Oh.
You would take the blinds out?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I want those,
wide open.
I want those windows.
But you can just put them in the garage. Yeah.
Yep.
Take it out.
Your personal furniture.
Stage.
Take it out.
Stage it or empty.
Stage it. No, never empty.
Never empty.
Never empty.
Okay.
Always stage.
I have a question. What about a 3D virtual tour? Are you guys fans on that? What's your opinion?
You mean
Like
3D
the
staging?
3D staging. Yeah.
No, I'm out.
You're out?
I think.
Virtual stage.
Virtual stage.
I think
Switch.
you walk. Yeah, you walk in and you're like, this is kind of.
Pay the money to stage it.
Yeah,
Shut
and
the hell up.
what I love is, quick side note, is when an agent virtually stages a house.
Yep.
So then you go there, it's completely empty, but they have pictures of the virtual staging in each room.
Yeah.
Horrible.
If you have a dog door, would you replace it?
I think it's neutral. I just leave it.
It depends on the situation.
It depends on the location.
Yeah, exactly.
How about one of those old school alarm systems that just goes every time you open a door?
Like when you alarm the door?
I'd probably keep it.
Like an alarm, yeah.
I'd probably keep it.
Keep it.
How's it go again? What's the sound? Okay.
Track lighting. Keep it or cap it.
I feel like you should keep it.
Depends again. I mean, is it newer? Is it older?
What's the style of the ceiling? You know, do you?
How about TVs?
What's the price point?
Keep the TVs.
Well, it depends on the TV.
You guys suck today.
This is how you know your real estate agency.
You know what I did notice though? You know, remember how everyone is moving from Sunnyvale, Mountain View, not Los Gatos, but like Los Altos, whatever, during especially 2020 through 2022, pretty much.
Where are they moving to?
South, Cambrian, South San Jose.
Sure.
Have you guys seen how crazy the traffic? I mean, you haven't, but have you guys seen how crazy the traffic's been?
Traffic has been horrible.
Dude, like 17 used to never back up on the way to 880.
Yeah.
So it's all the way back up to 85 now.
I don't think you were on the podcast last week. I said
You're stuck in traffic.
Yeah, the national time bumped up to 72 hours, like on average, a human sits in traffic.
Why is that surprising? I mean, we're just coming out of COVID. Everybody's going back to work.
Yeah.
You know, we're in Silicon Valley. I mean, remember
Because
what
they've done nothing to upgrade / make the roads wide. 85,
Well, that
85 is
never
still what?
It's in between two mountains.
I know.
What are you gonna do,
dude? 85 has a shoulder, barrier, 2 lanes, shoulder.
Well, they're upgrading the roads and everything right now.
Oh, yeah?
17,
When?
They just did all the way. We had a cow to translate.
Can we get a representative from
Dude,
Caltrans?
we have some
Although
problems.
I did say Biden said that our infrastructure is
Crap.
30th now in
in the world.
the world. 30th now, our infrastructure.
Ooh.
I don't know what that means.
That's right. We're in California. Our kids are like 30th in
He goes,
half.
our infrastructure is 30th in the world.
There is an incredible documentary, if you ever want to see it, on our education system in California, and it's from best to worst. And it really does track our education system and how we used to be the trophy for the rest of the country to take a look at.
We haven't
And
made
then,
any changes.
Well, Prop 13, it really kind of changed some things.
Prop
and,
13.
Property
13.
taxes.
Do
you sell real estate?
Do you know the whole basis for Prop 13?
Dude, you're talking about schools or property taxes?
What do you think Prop 13 was all about?
Moving.
No, not
tax
Prop
basis.
19. It was a property tax basis. And
For a light county.
No. Prop 13 says that your property taxes for your primary residence cannot go up more than 2% of the total
Oh, I'm
payment
talking
per
about
year.
Prop 19.
Yeah, I know.
yes.
So what's the issue here?
So
You're the issue.
Teachers are still underpaid and schools suck.
totally, yes,
because
there you go.
Prop 13
took all the
artificially
funding away.
suppresses
Right.
what property taxes.
How do we fix
should-
that?
Well, I don't think you should take away Prop 13.
No,
but
you
if you
can't
took
now.
it, yeah, you could. I mean, you can't now, but that would be one way to do it.
You know what's kind of weird? Not weird, but interesting. Steph Curry.
This podcast has taken so many.
But this is to one of your points.
More entertaining. I love it. Come on. LeBron, is there any like kudos for LeBron at all?
Hey, one game I'm taking Jordan still.
Yeah.
Steph Curry bought that house in Atherton for $20 or $30 million, and then have you seen what they're trying to do? They're trying to put like 12 or 16 townhomes behind him, and he's fighting it. And he's all pro, like in the community. I'm like, dude, you're the first one to fight it. Like, you don't actually want affordable housing in Atherton, which is probably $5 million for a townhouse. What
NIMBY.
They can't say that. We're so behind on housing in California that they're not going to. Currys aren't going to win that, right?
That's the second time I heard NIMBY.
What's NIMBY?
Not in my backyard.
Okay.
Is that a real thing?
That is a real thing. It's where people say, "Oh, we want affordable housing and we want these opportunities to home the homeless," but not in my backyard. Do it over there. Do it over in Atherton. Don't do it in.
It's like, you want to go support like the hood and I do all this for all these people, and then you're like, oh, we're gonna put affordable housing in behind your yard, and they're like, oh, nope, not my yard.
In my backyard.
Not in my backyard.
NIMBY.
There you go.
That's what I learned today. That's my golden nugget.
Wait, but they're gonna lose, or the Currys will win. You think?
They might.
Well, it's not just the Currys.
How do you build affordable housing then if you can't rezone a 1 acre parcel?
I don't think it's classified as affordable housing in that area. It's just a higher density. They're looking at doing 10 townhomes.
But you said no matter the city, doesn't matter anymore.
That's correct.
You can do it. Los Gatos, Saratoga, Atherton, Portola Valley.
I mean, that's under SB 9. There's a huge pressure on all the communities to have affordable housing thrown in and higher density housing and stuff. And I do believe that all of these cities and the neighbors are going to have a much harder battle on their hands because of that. Because the state is now saying, I don't care, it's no more in your backyard, because we got the whole state that we're worrying about. And if this property is sufficient enough to do something with, you can't stop it.
Well, it is.
So
it's very sufficient.
Right. So I don't think they're gonna be able to stop any of those projects going forward.
Good.
Wow.
Okay.
Thank God.
Somebody had their dose of
This is the Angry
coffee
Aaron
today or
podcast
something. I
today.
don't know.
You know what? I'm gonna call you guys every 2 hours in the middle of the night.
I don't want that.
Oh, is that what it is? You're not getting your sleep.
I'm mad.
I heard you sleep on the quiet side of the bed, though.
Yeah, that's what Sarah says.
All right. So, any comments on, not to make it a political scenario, but any comments on the State of the Union
The
speech?
guy's an idiot.
Okay. Well, not to make it political.
Well, I mean,
Or personal.
But I think there's a lot of things that are we're just hunky dory, right? Like there's some issues.
Well, there's major issues.
I don't think he's an idiot.
I mean,
but I
not
also
like-
think that the
I think
president
there were
has
some
a
good-
limited.
It was a very happy-go-lucky speech.
I didn't watch it, but
I did. I thought the Republican rebuttal was hilarious. Liar! Yeah.
Somebody said it was like being in Britain or something. Watching where they're going back and
We
forth.
are more divided, I think, than ever.
absolutely.
I mean, what do you think, Mark?
I actually think, I don't think we're as divided as when we had the last president in there, although we are still divided, and that is continuing. I think that I'm not going to make this political. I think Biden tried to be a little bit more bipartisan in some of his comments and speech last night. And I think that the administration and every politician now is that's the number one thing that we all want as citizens of this country, is to be able to come together with certain items and have a meeting of the minds. And I think that we're positioned to be able to try to accomplish that more so than we've been in the last 2 to 3 years. Are we going to do it or not? I don't know.
Yeah.
That I don't know.
What do you think the government as a whole can do to help stabilize or ensure that we don't have a massive crash or recession or all these?
Well, I think they're doing it.
Yeah,
I mean, we're seeing the mechanics, the tools that they have used. We're seeing the results of that right now.
What tools or things do you think they
Increased interest rates, and nobody wants to listen to the pressure on the higher companies, gas companies, and everything. We're not going to put up with this. I mean, this is greedflation. There's no rhyme or reason for your jacking up the prices on this. I do have a little bit of concern when he made the comment about insulin. And I get it. I mean, on one hand, we're a capitalistic society, right? Where it's like, hey, if this thing costs me a penny, but you're going to buy it for $10, you're not going to tell me I can't do it. Just don't buy my pen, right? So I have a little bit of challenge when it becomes more socialism of, hey, you can't charge more than this.
Yeah.
However, when you are creating monopolies and you're the only person supplying that, that's when the government needs to step in. But I think at the end of the day, it's people power. We are the ones who control this country, not the politicians. I know that's a big statement because obviously the politicians are the ones who hit the buttons. But we need to come together as society and let the powers know what we want. And that is a challenge.
Well, what do you think?
Because we have all these splitter groups all over.
What do you think they're going to do in the next year or two to help circumvent how much was loaned to the people for?
Well, that I can't.
I mean, do you think that's a?
I can't speak about it. And I think the current administration is continuing to push things out. I mean, listen, we've all benefited from some of the programs they put out there, but you do sit there and I believe. Again, we have to be careful what we say, right? But whatever, it is what it is. I believe the current administration's practice has been just print more money, print more money, print more money. And you cannot do that. So what is the answer to really control inflation down the road? I don't know what that answer is, but you got to stop printing money.
But how long will we feel what they did by printing all of that money? How long will we feel it?
Well, we've talked about the future generation.
Well, I think it affects housing. Like you look at how much, we were paid to hedge the fact that we couldn't show houses for a while and pay, employees, and we got some loans.
I think a lot of that money's drying up faster than you think. People were buying cars and trips to Vegas, and this extravagance where they abused it. But if you go back to the last downturn, 07, 08, when everybody ripped Obama for bailing out the automotive industry and all those things. I've read the research that actually the government made money on those loans. Right? Because the companies that did stay in business paid back those loans plus interest, Fannie Mae, Freddie, all those guys made money. So I think that, the majority of these loans are going to get paid back over time. And I think it's going to be okay. I think a lot of that money's been sucked up.
What do you think?
I mean, the fact that I'm a little fish in a big pond and I feel like my money's gotten sucked up, I guess other people feel the same way. I feel like it's become back to where we were in 2019, right?
It's staying power.
Yeah.
It's staying power.
But if I didn't have the help from the government when all that went sideways, I would probably been in a pretty bad spot.
Yeah.
Right? Like a mortgage payment, rent for the office. I mean, it was... in March, I just remember staring at the TV thinking, am I ever going to sell a house again?
Right. Yeah. Well, and that's where it goes. You got a budget, right?
Yeah.
You can't just live off of the good times. I mean, you have to make sure you're budgeting it all the way across. So we're not having
save for a rainy day.
Yeah. We don't need to have the $150,000 Porsches and stuff driving around as much.
Yeah.
Not that wasn't directed at anybody in particular. I'm just saying that's what people generally do when they have a lot of money.
They tend to overspend.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Checks out.
I think this is a good place to...
I'm going to marry into a huge estate. I'd be sick.
I'm sure Sarah will be happy.
Yeah.
What did we accomplish this podcast?
Do you know anyone with medical buildings that I could potentially...
All right, so... it is funny because I was wondering how as we're going to progress into this year with these podcasts, how do we make them a little bit more...
we all can't have the same...
Start to get personal.
You have to give your opinion.
Give your opinion.
I still think we need to have the wives of real estate agents on the
definitely.
podcast. Dee,
that would be
Amber,
funny as
Sarah,
hell.
Laura.
Oh, and somebody asked me. No. Dee does not own Double D's with Mark and Oscar.
We invest enough money in them.
Yeah. I mean, very, very good patron.
Yeah.
But
no. Shout out.
Hey, some warmer weather might be nice. Ben, what do you got? You haven't said anything.
Dude, this has been a movie sitting here. I feel like I have been just witnessing
He and his mustache are dumbfounded.
Yeah, honestly, it has grown.
So no mustache minute or anything?
I mean, I do, but it's like I might as well save it for next time. I feel like it's just not
next time.
I feel like it's going to take
it's not even relative on what we said.
Let's bring some more controversial conversations, man. It is good,
Okay.
How did this start? What did you say?
There's going to be 1,600 homes on the market, and that homes are over
in 4 months.
Oh, and the people are done buying here.
All right. That's a wrap. We're getting the wrap sign from Jacob here. So until next time, thanks for listening.
And remember, when choosing your real estate agent, who you work with matters.